Hi guys, today we're going to be reviewing for your Unit 5 Section C checkpoint quiz. It is going to be on multiplying decimals. So the first one we have 3.14, which we know is 3 14/100 times 0.2. What did I do wrong? Do I have to line up the decimals when I multiply? No, we're not doing place value when we're multiplying, are we? We line it up just like we do for any other multiplication problem, making sure that everything is lined up on the right. Okay, so we're multiplying 3 14/100 times 2/10. So if we're multiplying hundredths and tenths, we know that our answer is going to be thousands, but we're not going to worry about that till we get to the end. Okay, so we would just multiply as usual. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. And if I have a 0 right here, if I did 0 times everything, it would just be another line of zeros. So this answer wouldn't change, would it? So we don't have to go ahead and do that one. If it helps you, you can. Okay, now we said that our answer was going to need to be in thousandths. So if I put it right here, that's tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So look, if we're dealing in thousands, we can simply count the decimal places behind the decimal, the digits behind the decimal in the whole problem. And look, that turned out to be how many digits are behind the decimal in the answer. So if I have 1, 2, 3 digits behind the decimal in the whole problem, then my product will have 3 digits behind the decimal, and that makes sense. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, well, that's what we said it should be before we even got started. Okay, the next one. We have 0.11 times 5. Well, this time we're just multiplying it times a whole number. So up here I have tenths, hundredths, and this is just a whole number. So my answer is going to be in hundredths. And we multiply as always. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. And 5 times 0 is 0. We said it should be hundredths. We know that's 2 places. And we know that now we can count how many digits are behind the decimal in the whole problem. And that's how many will be behind the decimal in the product. So 1, 2, because this one doesn't have anything back there. So our answer would be 55 hundredths, tenths, hundredths. And that goes along with what we said before we even got started. Okay, on your quiz, you will have to do some word problems involving decimal multiplication. It says, Demarian sells newspapers for 3 hours on Mondays and Tuesdays. He makes $6.72 per hour on both days. How much money does he make altogether for both days? Well, he makes, he does 3 hours on Mondays and Tuesdays. So how many hours does he work all together? In 2 days, he would be working 6 hours, wouldn't he? So he would be making $6.72. And we just said if it's 3 hours on Mondays and Tuesdays, that would be 6 hours. And then we multiply as always. 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1. 6 times 7 is 42, plus the 1 that we carried is 43, carry the 4. 6 times 6 is 36, plus the 4 that we carried is 40. Now, 2 different things tell us that there should be two decimal places back here. First of all, we know it was money, so we know if we're talking in dollars and cents, we're going to have 2 decimal places back here. Also, we know we had 2 digits behind the decimal in the whole problem. So that's how many digits will be behind the decimal in the answer. And this was money, so we need to put our dollar sign. So for 6 hours work on his 2 days, he would have earned $40.32. Okay, next one. We have 1 2/10 times 6. We have 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 1 that we carried is 7. We had 1 digit behind the decimal in the whole problem, so we need 1 digit behind the decimal in the answer. So our final product is 7 2/10. Okay, now this one's a little bit bigger numbers, but we've learned in math, doesn't matter what numbers we're given, the rules in math don't change. So we always put the one with the most digits on top. So this one has 1, 2, 3 digits. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. So the one with 4 digits would go on top. 11 2/100 times 57 2/10. So it's not about which one is the higher value, because if we just look at the whole number parts, this is only 11, this is 57. So this is actually a lower value, but it needs to go on top because it has the most digits. All right, and then we just follow regular old multiplication. We have 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. And now we move to that second number. So if I'm working with the second number, I need to be in the second row, and my actual math needs to start under the second number. So I need a placeholder 0 right here. Okay, and then we multiply as usual. 7 times 2 is 14, carry the 1. 7 times 0 is 0, but the one that we carried is 1. 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 times 1 is 7. All right, now this is working with a little bit higher numbers. We have a third number here. When we have a third number, we're going to be working in the third row, and the actual math needs to start under the third number. So in this one, I would need 2 placeholder zeros so that my actual math will start under the third number. And then we multiply as usual. 5 times 2 is 10. Already used that one. Carry the 1. 5 times 0 is 0, plus the one that we carried is 1. 5 times 5 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 1 is 5. Now we can add them all together. We have 3 rows because we were multiplying times 3 digits. 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 1 plus 0 is 3. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 more is 13. And 5 plus the 1 we carried is 6. So now, we know that we were multiplying tenths, hundredths times tenths. And when we multiply hundredths times tenths, we should get thousandths. We know that thousandths means 3 decimal places. And then we can double check ourselves. Yeah, we had 1, 2, 3 digits behind the decimal in the whole problem. So our answer, our product, would have 3 digits behind the decimal in the product. So we have 630 and 344 thousandths. Okay. Hallie runs 1 and 23 miles every hour. If she runs for 3.5 hours, which we know is 3.5 hours, how many miles will she have run? Okay, we always put the one with the most digits on top. This one has 3 digits, that one has 2, so this will go on top. 1 and 23 miles for 3.5 hours, 3.5 or 3 5/10. Well, before we even get started, we're multiplying hundredths times tenths. So we know that our answer should be in thousandths. Okay? So we go ahead and just do regular multiplication. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the one that we carried is 11. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the one that we carried is 6. We're working with the second number, so we need to be in the second row, and our actual math needs to start under the second number. So we're going to put placeholder 0. Second number, second row, second number. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. And then we add. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 9 is 10, so we'll carry the 1. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus the one that we carried is 13. And 3 plus 1 is 4. Now, I already know for 2 reasons that I'm going to have 3 digits behind the decimal in my product. That's because 3 digits would be thousandths, and we determined that before we even started. And if I look at my problem, there are 1, 2, 3 digits behind the decimal in the whole problem. So there will be 1, 2, 3 digits behind the decimal in the answer, which is called your product. So that's tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Yep, came out to exactly what we said it should. So our product is 4 and 305 thousandths. Okay. This one has the most digits, so it will go on top. 21 and 82 hundredths, tenths, hundredths, times 3 and 97 hundredths. So before we get started, if we were multiplying hundredths times hundredths, we multiply our whole number parts, and then how many powers of 10 or how many multiples of 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we know that our answer is going to be in 10 thousandths because we're working with hundredths times hundredths. And then we do regular math. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry your 1. 7 times 8 is 56, plus the one that we carried is 57. Carry your 5. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. Carry your 1. 7 times 2 is 14, plus the one that we carried is 15. Okay, and now I move to the second number. So I need to be in the second row, and my actual math needs to start under the second number, so I placeholder 0. 9 times 2 is 18. Already used that. Carry the 1. 9 times 8 is 72, plus the one that I carried is 73. Already used that. Carry my 7. 9 times 1 is 9, plus the 7 I carried is 16. Already used that, carry my 1. 9 times 2 is 18, plus the 1 that we carried is 19. Okay, now I'm working with my third number. So I need to be in the third row. So my actual math needs to start under the third number. So I need 2 placeholder zeros. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times, let me go ahead and mark these out. We've already used those. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 2 that we carried is 5. And 3 times 2 is 6. Now, we've got all of our 3 rows because we've multiplied by all 3 digits. So now we add together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 0 is still 15. Carry the 1. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 4 is 15, plus the 1 we carried is 16. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus the 1 we carried is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus the 1 that we carried is 8. Okay, now we know, before we even got started, we said that our answer, our product, was going to end up being 10 thousandths. And then we also know that we can look over here and count how many digits are behind the decimal in the whole problem. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So our answer, our product, should have 4 digits behind the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can double check. We said it should have been 10 thousandths, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. So our whole theory checks out and we are good. All right, that's it for the review, guys. If you can do those problems right there, you are going to ace this test, and I know you're going to. See you later.